Alright, what's going on everybody? Varick here. I've been testing out some new builds on Pluggy. I have one that's pretty cool that I want to show you. I really wanted to make a build that's centered around the Mercenary, so I wanted the Mercenary to do damage, and I wanted the class I'm playing to be more of a support system for the Mercenary. I think with the annoyance with most builds is you can never quite get that last aura, that last curse, whether it be beast, fanaticism, concentration aura, might aura, amp damage, stuff like that. There's always that one missing piece. But with this build, I actually was able to get everything I wanted. I think I've seen something similar to this build, maybe on like a sorceress, but this is the first time I've seen it on a Necromancer. I'm going to show you in a second why I call it the Green Goblin. So let's check it out. Have some fun.
One shot, one kill.
All right, you saw her. That is the star of the show. That's our girl Roseanne. She is going to be doing all of our damage, and we are going to be her curse bot or her curse goblin and support her in any way we can. But yes, she's going to be doing all the damage. We're just going to be helping her out with some curses. So as long as you're cursing and staying alive, she's able to shine. So let's go ahead and go through the gear. And like I said in the intro, I was able to get like all my auras, all of my like curses that I want. So we'll go through it and we'll see what we have. So we have a pride spear. We have it for that concentration aura. I wouldn't put this in a giant thresher. Probably put it in something a little easier to use, maybe like a normal nightmare spear. But yeah, it's pluggy, so this is what I got. I didn't feel like rolling another 20 concentration. Next up, you will use some strength because you need to use Templar's Might. So next up is Templar's Might, right? We only have one hole in this. That's all we needed. We got a Hell Rune in there. So we have our concentration might aura. I used a Shaco just because it has some nice PDR, it has some good MF, and good +2 skills. I threw some ums in it, but if you're able to get some resistances elsewhere, you can also do some P topazes, whatever you want. Mara's for the resistant +2. Marowalk for the CBF, which is nice. You can also throw some tri-res boots in here just to help with your resists, and maybe you can get some CBF elsewhere. BK for the +1, Moist Projector for the +1, and obviously the Heart of the Wolverine to help Roseanne out. Iraq for +1, Triangles for curses, and a bunch of curse scalers, because remember, you are a curse bot. You're doing as many curses as you can, and you want to make them as strong as they can. Torch Annie, of course, and we'll try some maps out in a bit. Let's go to Roseanne's gear. So as you can see, she's using Purgatory. So we have all ethereal gear. Now I will say that you can also use Fortitude, right? So Fortitude can go up to 300% ED. And as of right now, this is a visual bug, but right now she has 300% ED as well, based on all her ethereal gear. But if you're not able to do that, Fortitude would be a great starter. But the idea that this you can get sockets on. So if you're able to get ethereal everything with sockets, this becomes better than Fortitude. But honestly, until that point, I would just use Fortitude. But here is the reason she does so well, right? This is the Demon Machine. You can get it 4-socketed, you can get Corrupted 5-socketed. People are still slamming this, and it's not going to go for that much money, so I don't think this is too unrealistic. There's some ED and max damage jewels in it. And then here's just whatever bolts. But the reason she does so well at this is she is a slow movement mercenary. So she's going to shoot off Strafe, which is the only mercenary, Act 1 mercenary who does that. So she'll cast Strafe and she'll multi-shot as she's strafing. And it's going to put a lot of arrows out and they're going to be doing a lot of damage. You'll see once I get her buffed up. I'll show you that right now, actually. Right, so everything. And she's at 6.6k damage, so she's doing some serious damage right now, and it can only get higher from there, right? As you continue to gear her up, she'll get better and better. Just for fun, I'll show you what she can really get to. Here I have some GG gear, right? Obviously 3-socketed, and ED slam, but why don't I go ahead and just show you how high she can really get. She can get pretty nutty. Yeah, so she can get up to 14.5k. I could even throw on a second Wisp Projector to get a level 10 Wolverine, and she'll just do even better. So she's awesome. She can do really well. She can get really strong. But even with the normal gear, she's still going to do really strong. I'll show you some maps, and we'll get into that. There you go, 7.3k. I don't know why it said 6.6 earlier. But last thing I will say, in my Golem, I have a Beast. So there's a Beast rune word in your Golem. So again, you're getting all the auras and you're getting all the curses, right? You have everything you need to make her the best that she can be. We have Might, we have Concentration, and we have Beast, as well as Decrepify and Amp Damage, which I'll get into now. So let's talk about skills. We do have Amp Damage maxed. We have 1 point Decrepify because it doesn't increase the physical Pierce as you increase his skills. So you don't really need to max that. We do have Curse Mastery maxed because we just get better amps and better Decrepifies, more range on both of these. In Poison and Bone, we have Bone Armor maxed. Like I said, you just need to stay alive. You're there to do curses and to live and survive, so she can do damage. Lastly, in summoning spells, you have maxed Golem Mastery, maxed Blood Golem. So we're able to have 4 Blood Golems out. Would be 5, but we have an Iron Golem. And they help you stay alive, right? They give you HP. I'm not sure if it gives her HP. I don't think so. Yeah, I think that would be a little too overpowered, but yeah, I don't think it gives her HP, but she never gets hit, so it's fine. 1 in Blood Warp, obviously, so you can move around and reposition Miss Roseanne to do better damage. And obviously 1 in Iron Golem, so you can make your Iron Golem. So that's skills. Quickly stats, just enough strength and dex to wear your gear, mostly going half and half into vitality and energy. The more energy you have, the better your bone armor absorb works. So yeah, I would dump some points into there. Right now you can see I have 1k absorb. All right, so let's get into some maps. We'll start up with cows, and usually I give the disclaimer of like, this is a cow map, and elemental builds are gonna do obviously very well with them, but this is a physical build, and cows actually tend to have lower physical or higher physical resistance. So this is a good one to test on. And you can see when she is firing, man, she kills quick. She gets 1 or 2 multi-shots off and they're dead. And again, this only gets better. I mean, if you get her gear better, she only does more and more damage. The one thing I will say, the reason I don't like Cal maps as much with her is she kind of fires willy-nilly. So she kind of fires wherever she wants to. So you do have to kind of bear that in mind. But I mean, she is still crushing it. You see, as soon as those multi-shots go off, those cows die. So it's a lot of fun, and you can really see her do some damage. But yeah, I mean, when you get her into like a corridor map where like thrones or sewers, which I'll show you in a second, she will really shine and just shoot down those corridors and kill everything. Right. So I don't want to spend a whole lot of time in this. I'm trying to keep these videos a little shorter. So you see the damage, you see what it can do. Let's get into another map real quick. And I didn't even get on my blood golems. So let's get those out. Get our spirit out. Remember, do not summon more than 4 blood golems. I know you can have 5, but we have an iron golem, and if you summon that 5th, your iron golem goes bye-bye. So be careful with that. So again, you're getting your curses up, and she is just firing away. The one thing that sucks is I don't like that she casts her magic arrows because it's not, when she's doing that, she's not strafing and she's not multi-shot and then not getting the benefits from all that ED we have on her. But yeah, once she does fire, she is just killing stuff. I mean, you can see it. And the nice thing is you do have a very big army. The Demon Machine actually has Reanimate as Demon Imp. So you just have this giant, and they're pretty fast, right? They move around pretty fast. So you got this giant army to protect you. And yeah, I already lost the column, jeez. So really all you need to be careful of is keep track of Roseanne's life and keep track of, well, obviously your life and your Iron Golem. So, with all this stuff, with all these pets, revives on the board, you have a nice army to sort of stand behind. But yeah, you can see we do really well here. All right, we'll get out of here and we will get to the last map, which is a sewers. The reason I included sewers is there does tend to be some corridors like this, so you do have to pay attention to positioning, because she is kind of, again, she's an AI, and you have to figure out like where exactly to put her so that she'll shoot where you want her to shoot. So that's just something to bear in mind. It does take a little bit of a play style, and you do have to learn a little bit. But man, once she gets off, she is just crushing it. It's been a lot of fun testing this build and creating this build. And it's just cool to say that like your mercenary does all your damage. So you teleport, she does the damage. always cast your Decrepify and your amp damage before you go. At least Decrepify, so when you do teleport, you're not worried about getting one shot. Because, I mean, it still might happen. Depends on where you teleport. I will say bossing is a little slow, right? You know, you're relying on her. It's not like super slow. She still kills him in a pretty good amount of time, but you kind of just have to sit there and wait while she shoots at it. But it's not terrible, right? But that's it, guys. I mean, that's pretty much what I wanted to show you. It's an awesome build. It's a lot of fun. You look funny, but it's kind of cool. Like I said, this is the Green Goblin, and you're hanging out with your Act 1 Mercenary, and she's crushing it. So if you want to try it out, feel free to have some fun with it. But anyway, guys, that is it for the video. As always, I just want to make sure if you do like this video, please subscribe. If you have any questions, put them in the chat. If you have any comments, please put them in the chat. I'll try to respond as best I can. But again, I love making these videos. It really motivates me to make more when you guys are giving it likes and subscribing. So if you want to see more, if you like what I'm doing, please go ahead and hit that button in the bottom right of your screen. But that's it. That's the video. I hope you all have a good rest of your day. Later.